I have good news and bad news. Which one would you like first? Apparently, 4 out of 5 people prefer the bad news first, so here goes, guys. The future looks pretty bleak for billions of humans as we are bound to experience a climate emergency that challenges every infrastructure that we have ever built, disrupts our food system, personally endangers us, and forces millions of people away from their homes and into neighboring countries that will often reject them. Now, here is the good news. The changes we can make to avoid worsening the climate even more are the same changes that will improve our personal health, our quality of life, and that of our loved one. Have you heard of the 5 pillars of lifestyle medicine? First, enjoying meals that are predominantly made from vegetables, beans, and whole grains. Coincidentally, eating only plant foods has an environmental footprint that's about 75% less than that of an omnivorous diet. Second, being active every day. One great way to get our steps in is to use active transportation, use our feet to go where we need to go, bike, transit, and so forth. It allows us to get stronger and stay vital for longer, and also more connected to our community because we are usually traveling slower. It requires, obviously, burning less fossil fuels. Number 3, we can decrease our stress by doing fewer mindless activities and no longer obsessing about being more efficient at producing more and more gizmos. Guess what? It decreases the pressure on the planet because then we are extracting, manufacturing, and transporting fewer gizmos, and that of course also reduces our use of fossil fuels. Number 4, we should get plenty of sleep, which is also great for the planet because did you know that when we are sleep deprived, which frankly most of us are, we have a greater tendency to do impulse shopping and, you guessed it, buy more gizmos. And 5th, connecting with community. Yes, it is a determinant of our health. And instead of trying to keep up with the Jonases, well, it's better to connect with our neighbors, have fun with them, help each other out. That is the meaning of life, folks. Isn't it a fantastic coincidence that the factors that support us living a healthier, more vital life are the same ones that we need to tread more lightly on the planet? But here's some more bad news. All the bad stuff that I have talked about at the beginning, well, it's already cooked into the atmosphere. Even if everyone tomorrow adopts for their new lifestyle the 5 pillars of lifestyle medicine that I've talked about, there's still going to be plenty of suffering and destruction. We will still have to deal with wildfire, extreme weather, flooding, and all other sorts of events that will compound existing inequalities, to say nothing of the thousands of beautiful other than human species that will disappear forever. So what are we supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Well, currently the most popular approach is business as usual for countries and even for people. I'm not throwing any rocks here to anyone because I live in a house of glass. I don't want to make excuses, but there's some pretty good reasons why we humans have been basically digging out the Earth's gift and making, unfortunately, a mess in the process. We appreciate being sheltered from the elements. We love having a steady supply of food that we can trust. We don't want our children to die in infancy of senseless disease or accidents. We're afraid that people we don't know will come and steal our food or even steal our loved ones. And that actually happened quite a bit throughout history and even recent centuries. It's not a completely irrational fear. We're also curious about what's up there in the universe. We want to create art for the sake of art. We want to be entertained. Saying that the cause of our predicament is just the greed of some global corporations and billionaires, it's a shortcut that somehow absolves us, excuses us as ordinary individuals. Yes, government subsidies to fossil fuel companies and animal agriculture are disgusting. It's also bad that our tax system grossly favors the richest among us. Still, it's not like there's a surplus of activists going around ready to put their lives on hold and on the line to bring about serious change. In most elections, we can hardly get half the people to do something as simple as voting. As Kurt Vonnegut said, everybody just got here. We all have a hole in there somewhere that we are trying to fill, and that keeps us very busy. For some of us, filling that hole is even really urgent. Jane Goodall has always insisted that alleviating poverty was the first step to prevent more damage to biodiversity. She said, if you are living in crippling poverty, you will cut down the very last tree to grow food, or fish the very last fish because you are desperate to feed your family. So what are we going to do? Our house is on fire and we're half-heartedly trying to fight it while fanning the flames as we fart around on the planet. I say we do our best. We take a moment to think about what is the right thing for us to do within our circumstances, and then we do it. It is not going to be enough to reverse the climate emergency, too late for that, but it can help us live with joy, intention, and compassion through those difficult times and ease some of the suffering. That is what Greenheart Forward is about. With this YouTube channel, I want to share my search for answers with other people who also care, like you. I will talk about the ideas that inspire my life and motivate my action in these troubling times. I will experiment with different ways of living and talk with people who are also doing their best. My name is Brigitte Jem, and my perspective is that of a white woman and mother living on the west coast of what we call today Canada, a territory that was settled by Indigenous people very long before my ancestors came from France and England about 500 years ago because they were searching for a better life. I enjoy the public education system that has taken me all the way to a PhD in the social sciences. Today, I have the privilege of full ability, good health, gender conformity, and financial security. I'm a pretty lucky girl, and I'm trying to make the most of it. Perhaps my biggest privilege and responsibility stems from being a human animal with agency over my own body and the world around me. Greenheart Forward will reflect about the world seen through 3 different combined lenses. My training in the social sciences helping me acknowledge the complexity of the world we live in and seeing the levers we can pull for action. The compassionate worldview of Thich Nhat Hanh's strand of Buddhism with the concept of interbeing at its core. And my family's tradition of hard work and service to others. If this speaks to you and you are curious to be part of this journey with me, please like this video and subscribe to the Greenheart Forward channel so that we can connect. You can also comment below to make some suggestions about the kinds of videos that you would like to watch on these topics. Let's turn our Greenheart forward together so we can live with joy, intention, and compassion through the climate emergency.